Welcome to another session by OPM Tools for this Tuesday workshop series. It is me, Mustafa, and we have Cohen and Oren with us as well, along with one of our attendee, Daniel Callahan. All right, so the topic for today is random case studies or random things that we are working on with some of our clients that we feel that it can be applicable to other clients as well. So
So one of the very first things that we're going to be going over is the addition of new menu links, and I'll show what that is in just a moment. If you've ever used OPM tools, you're probably familiar with this side taskbar right over here, and with all of these different tabs that are available to you. The unique thing about this is that you can actually add your own tabs as well, whether it be specific to your business or whatever your needs may be. And this can be added specifically to your sub account. However, you cannot do this unless you have access to agency level or have agency level permissions, which only we do. So if you would like for us to add you a specific menu link, we can most certainly do that. But just to give you an example of one of the things that we have done for one of our clients is an add contact menu link. And by adding this, they are now greeted, whenever they click on this tab, they are greeted with a contact form that people can just fill out, say that they have the app open on their phone. They can just click on the add contact tab, and then the form will just be right there in their face, and they can fill it out accordingly. Or maybe they come into their office and they can just fill it out, or whatever it may be. So that is just a brief look into what we can do for you whenever adding these new menu links. If you are interested in having a new menu link added to your sub account, please let us know. Let us know how you want it to be customized, what you're wanting to be added. The limitations to this are we cannot add like the Google search engine or anything of the sort to the menu link, because that would just eventually crash the system because it would just put too much load onto the software. So, but we can add certain pages, we can add Excel sheets, we can add forms that were made inside OPM tools, whatever you may need. Just get creative with it, and if you say that you want us to add it to one of your menu items, then we can most certainly do that for you. So that's the very first thing. Next, I do want to go over how to get your sub account set up for A2P. And what A2P is basically means application to person. Yes, Mustafa.
yeah, so while he's going to another sub account to show you the A2P, let me just tell you a bit about the custom menu links. One of our sub accounts or one of our clients is using this, in which they have a sales team in which they're making a lot of calls, maybe 100, 150 calls per day. And they have like this sales product thing. So what they do is when on one screen they are making the calls, on the other screen they have this sales form opened up through the custom menu link. So while they're on the call and they're gathering the data, they're entering the data on this form link that they have opened up. This way they are able to be more efficient in submitting that information. And once they click submit on that form, it automatically generates an invoice for the customer that they are just on the call with. So that's one of the use as well. You can even have like calendars, and think of sub menu links as your bookmarks on Google Chrome. It's easily accessible. It's right there in front of your face. So you don't have to wander around the software trying to find, oh, where my calendar is, or where my form is, or where my funnel is. You can find that you can have your high priority items right in front of you. So it's easily accessible for you and for your team. So even if you're not tech savvy and you don't want to learn the software or the system completely, you can have the things that are important to you right there on the menu. So you just click on it, it opens up for you, and you can perform whatever action you deem necessary. So that's how the sub menu link plays out. Sorry, Cohen, just wanted to share that point.
Yeah, no problem. Next, moving on to getting your sub account set up for A2P application. Basically, what A2P does for you is just allows you to automatically send out messages to clients. So if you've ever gotten that message on your phone saying, hey, here's this new deal, are you interested, reply, stop to unsubscribe. That's basically what we're talking about. It's sending automated messages to clients who have shown interest in your business. But the problem with that is you need to get approved by the ATP application in order to basically use the feature within OPM tools. So in order to do that, you need to first go to settings and then go to your business profile within your sub account. Now, very first thing is go to your friendly business name and your legal business name. Your friendly business name is what your clients will most likely call you. By most, we are known as OverPower Marketing. However, our legal business name, which is very different, it's what shows up on our legal documents to say like the IRS or something. We are known as OverPower Marketing LLC. So that's a very important first point. Next is adding your business email as well as your phone number. If you do not have a business phone, you are able to purchase one within the software as well and use that. Must add your brand domain, your business website, your business niche. Business currency is not necessary for this application. Your physical address. This is also very important because for one of our clients, they told us what their physical address is for their business, and we would put that into the application for them. However, it would still be deemed incorrect compared to their legal documents because their address was somewhere else and they've never filed a change of address form. So that is very important to type down what is on your actual legal documents of what is your physical address. Next is your authorized representative. So for OverPower Marketing, it would obviously be Oren Powell. He is the CEO. Phone number is not normally necessary. You can just put your business number as well. And then the representative email, you can also put the business email as well. Next is the business information. What type of business is it? For us, it is an LLC, which is limited liability company or sole proprietorship. Our industry is online, and we do have a USA EIN number, which is what almost every company is going to have unless they are outside of the USA. And then most importantly is the business registration number, which is the EIN. This must be filled out. We do require it. A lot of the times our clients do not have their EIN, and that really slows down the process for the ATP application because we cannot move forward without it. So if you are wanting to set up your sub account for ATP, you do require the EIN number. All right, and that is the first step for getting your sub account set up for ATP. Next is going to make basically a web page with a form or a funnel with a form for your ATP. So the reason for this is whenever you want to send out an automated message, it does require a contact to have filled out their information and basically agreed to the terms and the privacy policy provided by your business. And the best way to do that is by them filling out an online form. And really, that is the only way for the ATP application be approved. So I believe we have one already made, but if you go to sites, and here we go to our copy of an ATP compliance funnel, we will just briefly go over everything that is required in order to make one. This is not the one that we use. This is just an example. So normally you would have your form right here. Important thing to note, let me see if we actually have an actual form available. Let's see. Go to our forms. Mustafa, do you know which one would best suit for this?
Yeah, there would be an A2P form if you search on the top right part.
All right. So very important things for this form. You need to have the client's name, their number, the email address, and that's really it. But most importantly is you need to make their phone number optional within the form. So if you go into your form setting or the form builder, you have to go to the phone number section and hit not required. This is very important for the ATP application. It will not be accepted if the phone number is required on your form. It has to be optional. And secondly, we have the terms and conditions. This is a really good format if you want to write this down. By checking this box, I consent to receive transactional messages related to my account, orders, or services I have requested from this company. These messages may include appointment reminders, order confirmations, and account notifications, and so on. Message frequency may vary, message data rates may apply, and reply stop to opt out. The reply help is not necessary, but it is preferred. And as well as adding a second one, by checking this box, I consent to receive marketing and promotional messages, including special offers, so on. Messages and data rates may apply. Reply, stop to opt out. Help is also an option as well. And then adding the CAPTCHA at the end. I'm not too sure if the CAPTCHA is necessary. Do you recall, Mustafa?
No, the CAPTCHA is not required for A2P.
Right.
It's just a double check or a two-factor authentication so that there are no auto form fills through automations or bots.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's
Spammer.
basically to protect against spammers as well. So the most important things to note on creating your form for A2P application is to have their name, their number, which is optional, as well as their email, and whatever fields you feel necessary, and then adding those 2 terms and condition boxes. And next, we want to go to our sites again, go to funnels, A2P compliance, and then go to privacy policy. For your funnel, you also need a privacy policy and a terms of use section. This is very important because, well, you can't just go selling any contacts information. This is basically to add privacy and protection to their information whenever you're using it. If you would like a meeting or if you would want to send us a support email, we can send you a format of the privacy policy. Just make sure that everything is filled out accordingly. Like right here, thank you for visiting overpowermarketing.com. Replace that with your website name. Basically just fill it out, read over it, make sure everything is within what you would want in your privacy policy and what you agree to, and just fill it out accordingly. Same thing for the terms of use as well. And I believe that is it. Yep, I believe that is it for setting up your A2P application. If you would like, you can also do it yourself by going to settings, going to phone numbers. Yep, go to phone numbers, then go to Trust Center, and this is where you would apply your sub account for A2P messaging. You can do it yourself. They have basically copy and paste forms that you can use to describe what your use case is going to be, basically what your privacy policy in terms of use say, your business information as well. It will guide you through the process. It is not complicated whatsoever. It is there to help you, and it's just a very easy process to do. However, if you would like for us to apply you for A2P ourselves using the information that you provide, we can do that as well. All right, and I believe that's all I had. Mustafa, would you like to take it from here and go over your case studies?
Absolutely. All right. So just to give you a quick overview, I have recently been involved in building up a complete sales and marketing automation system, which consists of pipelines and automations and a lot of the features which are available throughout the OPM software. So let me just share my screen in order to show what I am doing. All right, so this is one of the sub accounts that we're working on, one of the clients of ours. They are in the insurance niche. So what they have is they have 80,000 leads within the system. And with 80,000 leads, it's a lot of things to manage. It is a lot of things that they need to cover up and make sure that everything is moving smoothly, everyone is being reached out to at an appropriate time, and so on and so forth. So for the first step, what they have is whenever these leads are pushed into the sales campaign, they go into the drip campaign. Now, what the drip campaign is, it's a way to send out emails, which is 5 emails per minute, and that's what drip means. So it's dripping a batch by batch, basically. The reason it's 5 per minute or 10 per minute, this drip sequence, is to prevent your email from getting blacklisted or spammed, basically. So that's why it's a safety measure to prevent blockages on your email. So let's just jump into what it is. So it's a drip campaign. The first thing, it is an if-else statement. What the if-else does is It checks whether the people or the contacts which are added into this drip campaign are the ones which are supposed to be communicated with or not. They have their own parameters. So after checking the first parameters, if they do not, if they do comply with the parameters, then they go into the campaign, the main one. Within the campaign, they are using a split campaign. What a split campaign is, it's basically a testing model in which they are checking two different variations of an emails that are going out. The reason they're doing that is because when they go into the data analysis portion of their business, they're able to identify which chain of emails are best performing or outperforming the other. Now, when you're working with split campaigns, you can have around 5 different branches. And what these branches will contain is what you make into it. So, for example, over here, they have 7 emails in one branch. You can have 7 emails in 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 branches. The only thing is that the initial part would be a little bit time taking because you'll have to come up with 35 different emails. But as a start, you can just start with one branch and so on and so forth. You can just keep on keep on adding branches with the time. So it's as simple as what it's always is. It's one email after another that goes on for a period of 10 to 14 days. But one of the important things that they have is they included a power dialer option over here as well. What this does is whenever someone is added to the initial campaign, they are also added into a power dialer or an auto dialer. The reason is, and this is something that really impressed me by their way of thinking, is when they send their first email and their first voicemail to a contact, they also want to call that contact with a script saying something like, hey, this is Mustafa calling from OPM Tools. You have received our email. You also received our voicemail. And I'm just calling to you, give you a little bit info about what we do and who we are and so on and so forth. That's the initial pitch. Whether they pick up or if they don't pick up, they're re-added into the power dialer. That's a separate automation. But if they pick up, they listen, and on the call, we can identify if they are a potential client or not. If they are not a potential client, we can just remove them from this entire campaign and save our data. And we can save them the mess or from getting the further emails as well. Now, it's a simple campaign with 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 emails. Apart from the 7 emails, they also have 2 voicemails that are going out. The first voicemail is going out after the first email, and the second voicemail is going out after the fourth email. The voicemail is as simple as that. Hey, this is me from this company, and I just sent you an email, and it would be really helpful if you just open that email. It's going to be beneficial for you, or whatever the pitch is going to be. The second voicemail, which is sent out after the fourth email, is something according to the lines of, hey, I called you previously. I've sent you around 4 emails as of last week, and I also sent you a voicemail last week, and I'm reaching out to you once again just to tell you that this is our offer, this is what we do, and this is how it would benefit you. The more ways and the more different channels that you try to interact with your contacts or your audience, the higher chance you have of converting them. So that's the entire concept behind it. Now, if we move back up to the power dialer, which is the most eye-opening thing for me, they actually have 5 power dialer automations. Now, why 5? The first power dialer is whenever someone is added into the sales campaign initially, they get a phone call. And all the people who are on the last stage of the sales campaign who have received 7 emails over the course of 2 weeks, they have received 2 voicemails over the course of 2 weeks, they are also added into the power dialer with a script saying something like, hey, we reached out to you 7 times or 5 times over the past 2 weeks, and we haven't gotten a response from you. So we are just reaching out to you to see if the offer we have for you is valid or not, or if it would be beneficial for you or not. So that's 2 power dialers. The third power dialer, or the third time someone from the company makes a call to the contact or to the audience, is when someone clicks on the link within an email. So all of these emails have a link within them, and that link takes them to the calendar page where they want them to book an appointment. So if I click over on this link, but I do not book an appointment, I'll be getting a call from them. Hey, we just saw that you opened our email, you clicked on our calendar link, you went to the calendar page, but you did not book an appointment. Is there anything that might have gone wrong, or is there a mistake? Do you want me to manually schedule an appointment for you? Why? The reason why they're doing this is because at this point the lead has become a hot lead. They engaged with your content. They even went beyond their normal routine by going to check out your calendar. So that means they have some sort of information or knowledge about your company's existence. The fourth time that someone is added into the power dialer is when someone books an appointment with the person or with the owner. So if someone is booking an appointment with me, someone from my company would be calling them just to confirm the appointment. Hey, we just saw that you booked an appointment with Mustafa or with Oren. I'm just calling to you, give you a little bit, tips and tricks, or these are the things that you need to make sure that you have before your appointment so that the entire process goes smoothly. So that's another way of reaching out to them and having that personalization touch. And the fifth time that someone might receive a phone call within this entire sales campaign is if someone books an appointment with the owner but does not show up to the meeting. So if it's a no show, they also get a call. Hey, you had an appointment with Mustafa on the 17th or 16th of September. You did not make it to the appointment. Is there a reason why you didn't make it to the appointment? Should I reschedule it for you? So anything like that. So that is something that really opened my eyes, and I was like, wow, that's a nice, well thought out sales campaign that's covering every possible option or every possible way that the lead can go from left to right. So that's one of the things that we've been working on, building this entire sales campaign for them. And not just that, the campaign itself, but they have all of these campaign is tracked on their opportunity section. So if I go into the opportunities, into the LIC agent leads, so all the people that are added into the cold leads, they are contacted. Once the first email goes out to them, they automatically move from cold lead to contacted. All of the people who open the email go into the open one, clicked in the email go into the clicked one, replied to the emails would go into the replied stage. All of the people who clicked on the appointment or the calendar link goes into the hot leads. If these people were followed up with or called, they would go over here. If the call was completed, so if the call was picked up and a conversation took place, they would move over here in the call completed. If they booked an appointment, they would go on this stage. If they didn't show to the appointment, they would be over here on this stage. If once the initial appointment or the one-on-one interview has been completed for the people who showed up to the meeting, they would go over here. For the people who want to have another meeting with the owner, they would go into the final interview, and then the process is about their business personalizations and their own entire process, which is the ICA code and links and things like that. But the best part is everything over here is trackable, everything has data behind it, and everything can be tracked within the automations as well as to how many emails were sent out, on which email did they reply to, which email is performing the best. They can, and there's two ways that they can check. Either they go into the automations again. Let me just show you that. Sales pipeline, go to the 7 email drip campaign. And within every campaign or within every automation, you have this button where it says stats view. So if I click on that, as it shows that the split has been that the old path got 4,610 leads, the new path has received 4,707 leads. So the first email has a 98% delivery rate, an 8.5% open rate, 1.2% click rate. Then if you go into the second email, it has a 99% delivery, 8% open, and 1% clicked. The third one has 99% delivery, 8% open, 1% clicked. Everything is almost the same. 99% delivery, 8% open, 1% clicked. Then we have 99% deliveries, 8% opened, almost 1% clicked. So these are the stats that matters a lot. Why? Because they can then go into these emails, change out a few things and see which ones are working the best. To check out the overall campaign or the overall analytics of the entire sales model, all they need to do is in its analytics. All right. So how many? 10,000. 10,000 people have been delivered. All right. So emails delivered are 10,000, 140 bounce, 24 unsubscribed. The open rate has been 7.7%, which is good. I wouldn't say it's amazing, but it's really good. The click rate has been poor with a 0.83%. And these are the type of statistics that they can look forward to understand what's working and what's not working. So shows statistics and number, open link rate and click rate as well. So this shows which emails had the most click rate. So the first email, which is the Let's Connect Leadership Opportunity, it was delivered 4,400 times. The open rate is 325 and the click rate has been 40. This shows them what type of emails are working out for them and what type of emails are not working out for them, so they can do split campaigns with them. That is one of the few things that we've been working on and trying to optimize the email campaigns for them. Apart from that, there was one more thing we had to show. Well, not exactly show. This is something that people usually face a problem with when they're working with the system. Let me just go to the appropriate account for that. All right. So whenever someone says that they want to make an endless loop, what an endless loop is, if someone is sent an email and then there's a wait period of, let's say, wait 1 day or 1 week and then resend them the same email, it becomes a closed loop. So closed loops within the software is not possible because it creates infinite looping. And when it comes to infinite looping, the system just crashes. So it's not exactly some sort of a case study. It's just something of a tip or a trick. Not exactly a trick either. It's just one of the precautions or precautionary methods or precautions. Yeah, it's one of the precautions that we tell people not to do and not to play with, which is creating an endless loop of automations in which the automation never stops, because when you play with those, the system will crash. So yeah, I think those have been the recent things that we've been working on. If you find any of these helpful or beneficial to yourself, example. Cohen, do you remember the example that we worked on? Also, we have this one new feature which has been enabled within the sub accounts or within our accounts within the system. It's the workflow AI, even though it's in the beta mode, but you can play with this. And if you want to create an automation, but you don't exactly know which action to use or what trigger to use, you can just type your message over here. Send email to contacts who fill out the form, and you click enter. It's human language basically, and it will try to create what you're trying to accomplish, and then you can just go in and fine tune it according to your wishes. So for example, if someone clicks on the calendar link or someone clicks on an email or a link within an email, send them the calendar link, update their value, call them, email them, notify the business owner, something like that. Whatever you want to create, you can just mention it within the workflow AI and it will try to build it for you. Even though I should have just waited for it. So let's say email, send email. I'm just going to put random stuff over here just to save. Yeah, so that's a workflow AI for you. It automatically added the trigger and it also created the email for you. Now, how to create an infinite loop is if someone submits a form, you send them an email, you put it in a wait section of, let's say, 5 minutes, you save it, and then you add a go-to, basically. Save, click over here, and you save. Not like that. Publish, save. Somehow it's working even though it's not supposed to.
It doesn't cause issues right away. You have to have something go through it. Once it goes through like 5 or 6 times, they're going to lock it.
When your workflow is in action or it's being utilized by the system and they find that it's the same loop happening again and again multiple times, the system will lock that automation. It will automatically put it in draft mode and you will get notified about it. One of the things that we tell people when you're working automations that you cannot create infinite loops. So, I think that would be it. I know this workshop hasn't been that properly structured in one way, but if you have any questions based on what we've shown so far, let us know. Yeah, within the sub accounts that we have, within the clients that we have enabled it for some people. We haven't enabled it for all because it's still in beta mode. So it's not a completely published yet, but some people just wanted to try it out within their organization. So we provided it for them. We can check. Yeah, we can add it to yours as well if it needs to be. So when you're in Workflow AI, it automatically pops up whenever you're working with automations, and all you need to do. So when you whenever you write anything in human language in this dialog box, the AI will try to make sense of it and try to accomplish it within the system or according to its parameters. So can I have any type of response or any type of message from you, Daniel?
You mean kind of a workflow?
Yeah. What do you want the system to do for you? How about this? Notify the business owner when someone fills out the form but doesn't book an appointment. Let's see if I can do that. So again, there might be some case studies or some things that the system is unable to do. Again, that's why it's in beta mode. But for the rudimentary stuff, yep, I couldn't create a workflow for this request. See, but if I just wanted to remove this, notify the business owner when someone fills out the form, pretty sure it will be able to do it. So complex, even though it's not complex for us to understand, but it's complex for the system to then create the if else and the different sequences. That's why it might give you some error. That's why we haven't released it for everyone, from the get-go. Because then we'll be getting a lot of complaints. Hey, I tried doing this or building this, and the workflow AI just couldn't do it. So it's better not to provide the option when it's in a beta mode.
Yeah. But it might help point me in the right direction at least.
Yeah, absolutely. The workflow here on the left-hand part, if you see this dialog box, you can play with it or you can message it and you can get different recommendations, suggestions. You can even analyze your existing workflows to give you suggestions on how to make it better or how to make it different. So it just popped up. Whenever a form is submitted, send email notification to business owner. If I click over here on this trigger, I just have to add the filter, which is the form. Which form am I talking about? So let's just say it's a referral form in this case, and this would be an internal notification. I can just choose from which name, from which email, and the best part is even the content within the email has been created automatically. So the subject line, the message body, it also auto-populated the form data as well.
Well, it's cool.
Yeah, it's really cool. Thank you for notifying me because even I was unaware that it was this advanced. At least the developers are doing the work they're supposed to do. Huh?
Yeah.
Someone is pulling their weight, even if it's not me, but someone is. So yeah, that's one of the things. If you want us to enable it for you so you can play around with it, we can do it for you. Should we?
Yeah, I mean, I've got the workflow AI button on the bottom left anyway. I just don't have the window above the add new trigger, but that's.
You don't have the pop-up over here.
Yeah, I don't have the pop-up, but that's all right.
All right, we can look into that. Coben, just jot that down, that after this workshop, we can just look into Daniel's account, why it's not exactly popping up for him.
All right. So if you go to your sub account and just go to the home page, if you click on this little question mark right here in the top right corner, you'll see that we have plenty of options of starting a Zoom call, starting a support chat, or raising a support ticket. These are the best ways to reach out to us and basically fix any issues that you're coming across within OPM tools. There is also
I don't have a question mark.
There's also the knowledge base as well, where this provides plenty of articles regarding OPM tools. If you have any questions about the software, any of the assets available to you, this is where you'd want to go to learn more about it and basically familiarize yourself with the system. And then there is also the submit request, where if you fill out all the fields accordingly, tell us what your issue is, we can set up a Google Meet with you and basically go over what you want us to do for your sub account, what issues you want resolved, just anything that you have, any questions that you need help with. This is where you'd want to reach us. And I believe that is it. Well, I do want to thank everyone for showing up, and we hope to see you next week in the workshop.